Hey, welcome to part 3 of our study in 3 John. And today we're going to pick up in verse 9. I wrote to the church, but Diotrephes, who loves to be first, will not welcome us. So when I come, I will call attention to what he is doing, spreading malicious nonsense about us. Not satisfied with that, he even refuses to welcome other believers. He also stops those who want to do so and puts them out of the church. Dear friend, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. Anyone who does what is good is from God. Anyone who does what is evil has not seen God. Demetrius is well spoken of by everyone, and even by the truth itself. We also speak well of him, and you know that our testimony is true. I have much to write you, but I do not want to do so with pen and ink. I hope to see you soon, and we'll talk face to face. So here John is talking about this situation that he has written about, where a man named Demetrius, who is a missionary or a prophet who travels around, who is spoken of well by everyone. And perhaps John is sending Demetrius with this letter to Gaius. And he's going to the church of Diotrephes, but Diotrephes hasn't been accepting the prophets, and he's been speaking maliciously about them, and he has even tried to kick people out of the church, or maybe even successfully kicked people out of his church who are hospitable to these prophets that are traveling, who are under the authority of John. And here we start to see a breakup or a schism in the system that there is at the time. There's the apostles, there's the prophets who travel around, and there's the elders, the people in charge of small churches. And one thing I do find, and this isn't true of every church, but often you see churches and sometimes pastors can kind of create their own little kingdoms, right? And they don't work well with other pastors in the same area. And I just want to point out, or my point today is, I don't think anyone should ever listen to only one person. It seems like Diotrephes wants to be the final say in everything. He doesn't want these other men of God to come speak to his people. They are his people, and they will live on his word and his word alone. And I don't think we can live like that as Christians. Now, I think it's important for us to make sure the people that we are listening to know God and are mature in him and speak wisdom. I think it's important that we have mentors. And I'm not saying we should church hop. I think we should be a part of one church body. I think that's healthy. But I don't think we can only listen to one pastor. In fact, in the Bible, it says there are people with many gifts in a church. There's teachers, there's pastors, there's prophets, those who speak in tongues. And I find that we're only seeing this one gift being used, the preachers. And they're the only ones that are allowed to use their gifts in church. And really, they might be the only ones who want to use gifts in church. But all this power has been given to one person. And I think it's important for us to listen to different people, to appreciate other people's gifts. I think it's okay for you to go to church and then watch a sermon online from someone else, or read something else from someone else. I think that's how we can have complete wisdom. And if you have a pastor who wants to be the only word and gets offended if you listen to someone else or quote someone else, well, there's a problem there, because then it's really about power. And you have a Diotrephes. And what do we know Diotrephes for? He loves himself. He loves to put himself first. And we can't really condone that as Christians. So I encourage you to make sure that people are of sound mind and sound doctrine. You don't want to follow crazy people. But I encourage you to listen to different pastors, different teachings, even on the same subject, because you can learn a lot more. And I don't think it's safe in any way to only have one person be the voice of God in your life.